Hi, I'm Rob from Eva Under Fire. I play guitar, and I'm going to show you some of my stuff. Starting with guitars, I'm a Gibson guy. I like the body. Ever since I was a kid, I played Gibson guitars, and it's just kind of, I'm a big guy, so I kind of need some weight to my instruments. Here's one. These are just it's just a Les Paul Studio. Obviously, I put ridiculous stuff all over it, but I just buy these dollar store stickers just because I'm never gonna sell these, and you gotta have some sort of uniqueness on stage, I suppose. I rip out all the stock pickups out of these. We're endorsed by Bare Knuckle Pickups out of the UK, and these are nail bombs, the Bare Knuckle nail bombs, and I really like the clarity they get as opposed to the stock Gibson pickups. I also rip out the tuners and put locking tuners on all my stuff, because when you're on the road and you don't always have a tech, it makes changing strings a hell of a lot easier. Particular guitar is a half step down, so I use 10 to 52s, kind of a hybrid. Also endorsed by Ernie Ball. Thank you so much to them. As far as pickups go, for solos and the higher scale, I'll probably drop to the rhythm pickup, kind of like a slash maneuver there a little bit. I really like the way the rhythm pickup sounds on these, especially for solos. It sounds pretty similar to Guns N' Roses, actually. And the treble pickup is where I live most of my show, just because we play a lot of heavier stuff, and yeah, you just got to play it on the bridge pickup, man. As far as like knobs, they're all usually dimed. I don't do too much tone control. I break the guitar out of the box. Once I do the adjustments I like to do with the pickups and tuners and stuff, that's pretty much it for me. Next guitar, also a Les Paul. More ridiculous stickers. Who doesn't believe in Sasquatch, right? I mean, you're looking at them. This is also a Les Paul Studio, by the way. Just got the ebony and ivory thing going with the white and black. Again, Bare Knuckle nail bombs. Once again, thank you to Bare Knuckle. Kind of the same as the last guitar, except this is my standard tune guitar. So I use 10 to 48s. Again, kind of a hybrid set. I like a little bit heavier of a bottom end. Replace tuners on here as well, locking tuners. This one's a little beat up too, which is why I don't mind putting stickers all over it, because I'm never going to sell it. Like many people in this day and age, I use amp modeler, the good old Kemper. I was real hesitant. I kind of have sort of an old school mindset. If I'm in a room playing by myself, I could definitely tell the difference between a tube amp and a digital modeler, but in a live mix, really can't. It all just works a lot easier for us setting it up this way, especially as an opening band, not having enough time or as much time as the headliners to truly dial in what you need to dial in. So this is great. Plug and go, plug in the front of house, you're ready. Some of the amps that I use on here for our set is a Bogner Uberschall. I've always loved the tones of the real deal, and this thing gets probably like 85 to 90% of the way there, which again, in a live mix, you're not going to hear that 10%. But I use a Bogner Uberschall for pretty much all my distorted sounds. My clean is a Fender Twin Reverb, and you can't go wrong with Fenders for cleans. On my main distortion channel, I don't really have, I just play what the Kemper gives me. I might set some EQs. I definitely push the mid-range on this, and dial back the low end, because the low end gets kind of flubby if you mix a lot of gain with low end. No effects on my main rhythm channel. On my lead and solo channels, I use a dual delay, one set at a very fast, like BPM, so I get like, it's kind of like a doubling sound, and then my other delay is like 370 or so. And it tapers off after, I think it's like a 40% feedback or something like that. But I use an overdrive with my solo channel just to get that little extra gusto make the solo kind of scream kind of thing. I use a little bit of easy reverb. It's not as predominant as like normal reverbs. It's barely noticeable, and especially on a distorted channel, you don't really need a ton of it. So it works for me. Clean channel, I use all the same stuff, but I dial up the reverb and I dial up the chorus. we only play currently one song in our set that I even use a clean channel in, so sounds good, but just for one song. Moving on to the pedal board. So theoretically with an amp modeler, I probably don't even need this stuff. I could get a expression pedal and just run straight out of this foot controller, and I could even MIDI all my changes if I wanted to. But I still like to do the live aspect of controlling the wah, controlling the whammy pedal here, just so I can feel like I'm still playing live, which obviously I am. This is my profiler remote, which does all my changing between different banks, different songs that we do. Right now, I mean, I could set it up for each different song. I only have it set up for one main channel for one tuning, another main channel for another tuning, because even though the guitars I showed you are the same model, they all respond a little bit differently, so I EQ them as such. Besides this, which this is a great unit to go with my Kemper, I use a Digitech drop pedal, which is a nifty thing to use if you don't have time to do a bunch of guitar changes live, and you want to go down a half step, maybe a full step. Anything more than that, it becomes kind of too digitized and wonky, and there's some latency in there. But it's a really nifty tool if you just gotta play a quick show and get the heck off stage. I don't know if you could see this, but sorry for branding, but this is actually an Altoid container that I label as my picks. There's none in there because I lose them all the time. I got to refill them before show, so it's good we're doing this. I have a Digitech whammy. I like this model because it's true bypass. It's a little, it doesn't affect your tone as much when it's true bypass. And I only use this for one song. In our older songs, I'd use it a lot more, but I do kind of like a Tom Morello thing in one of our newer songs, and this thing works great with that. It also works as an octaver, which I really don't use it as an octaver very much. I got this true bypass Real McCoy wah-wah. Again, true bypass. It doesn't add distortion like a lot of wah pedals do, which I like. If I like my distortion, I just want an effect to accentuate that distortion, not alter the tone of it. As far as wireless goes, it's not on right now, but I can point to it. I use this Sennheiser. This is for my guitar wireless, and it's just real trustworthy. The frequency range, I don't know all the specs on it, but I've never had problems with it. Never had RF issues. Playing on, being an opening band, playing on the stages we're playing on, I have more than enough. It doesn't kill my tone. I think it's like $1,000 or so. Again, I'm not entirely sure on the price, but it's great for me. As far as my in-ears, again, good old Sennheiser. I had these made, so most people when they get in-ears done, they have to go have molds made, so you can't just wear like normal headphones because sweat will make them pop out of your ears. So for me, these were basically my molds. It's all clear audio. Always worked for me, never failed me, knock on wood. But works good, they don't ever fall out of my ears, and I can control what I want to hear, when I want to hear it, at all times, thanks to my front of house guy. Guitar picks, and I have a brand new sort of thing. I like Fenders, Fender heavies. We play higher gain stuff, so I just like something that's, I mean, we have a heavy distorted, kind of compressed sort of sound, so I just need something that's gonna even out my playing. I like heavier picks because of that. If we played lighter stuff, then I would use maybe a lighter pick so I can control dynamics a bit better. But this is definitely something that makes it easier to shred, and not that I do that very often, but at home maybe. But it's just easier to play solos for me, easier to really dig into some rhythms and stuff without having to like dig in too much. So works for me. A lot of people use these, so there's that. Thanks for checking out my gear. Really happy to show you guys. This is one of the first times I've ever done this, so I hope to do more in the future. But if you have any questions, you can find us on social media at evaunderfire.com is our main website, facebook.com/Eva Under Fire, instagram.com/Eva Under Fire, insertsocialmedia.com/Eva Under Fire. We have a new record coming out this September through Better Noise Music, which is our label, and we're really excited about it. We have a song at radio currently right now, and it's being spun at more and more radio stations every single week. It's called Blow, featuring Spencer from Ice 9 Kills. Really good dudes, amazing band. And we're glad to be working with them on that song. And we're working with a few other artists on our upcoming release. So please give us feedback on our music, check us out, and we hope to see you at a show.